Welcome to this tutorial of renewable energy resources. In this tutorial, we will calculate total power contained in the wind and also we will calculate the maximum power that can be extracted from this power. For this, we will consider the velocity of the wind as v infinite, and it is also considered that this wind is passing through an area like this. So if we will calculate the kinetic energy, this energy can be written as half into m into v square, where m is the mass of the wind confined in this cylinder. This mass can be written as density into volume of the cylinder. Density is taken as rho, and volume of this cylinder will become area of the base into height. Height is the velocity, that is meter per second, the distance covered by the wind per second. So the mass can be written as rho into a into v infinite, means density into volume. So the formula becomes half into rho into a into v infinite cube. From this formula we can see that the power is how strongly the power is dependent over the velocity of this wind. It is the this power is proportional to the cube of the velocity. Now if we consider a system like, let me pick up the marker. If we consider a system like this, where blades are the turbine placed somewhere here, wind is coming from this side, velocity of the wind is taken as v infinite. When it comes to the turbine, the velocity reduced to small b, and when this wind gets exhausted from this system, here the velocity becomes, in this region velocity becomes v2. The pressure here is atmospheric pressure. Pressure before the wind turbine is taken here as p positive, and here it is p negative. Obviously, to rotate the turbine, there would be a pressure difference, so the pressure before the turbine is slightly high, and after the turbine the pressure is low, so it is taken as p positive high pressure, p negative low pressure, and again pressure here becomes same as the atmospheric pressure. The same is shown in this diagram. So if we apply the Bernoulli's principle, if we apply the Bernoulli's principle at this surface, then the equation can be written as half into rho v square plus p infinite. Power means power plus kinetic energy at this end, then this energy, summation of this energy and power. What the Bernoulli's principle says, pressure, summation of pressure and the energy half rho v square remains constant at every point of this cylinder. So the summation of pressure and kinetic energy at this end can be written as p infinite plus half rho v into infinite square. Then at this surface it can be written as p positive plus half rho v square. Same, this principle can be applied in this region as P infinite plus half rho into V2 square is equal to P negative plus half rho into P negative plus half rho into small b square. By using these two equations, we can find the pressure difference as P positive minus P negative is equal to half rho into V infinite square minus V2 square. By using this, we can calculate the thrust easily. Thrust is equal to area into this pressure difference. So, the thrust can be calculated by using Bernoulli's principle as T is equal to half rho A V infinite square minus V2 square. Then again, this thrust can be calculated by using momentum conservation. The momentum changes when the wind passes from here to here. So, the total change in momentum can be calculated. Change in momentum occurs due to this velocity is V infinite and becomes V2 here. Means velocity reduced when the wind passes through the turbine. Then change in momentum will be m into change in momentum can be calculated as m into V infinite minus m into V2. So the total change can be written as m into V infinite minus m into V2. We can write in place of m rho into A into V. So this equation becomes rho into A into V infinite minus V2. So this is also the thrust calculated for the same system. Then this thrust should be equal to the previous thrust which is calculated on the principle of Bernoulli. So these two equations can be equated to each other. Then by equating these two equations, we can calculate value of small v, which is, we can see this value means velocity of the wind at the turbine is average of these two velocities v infinite and v2. Now if consider a case where this blade of the turbine is taken as a disc. If this disc blocks the total wind passing through this, then that means velocity of the wind becomes zero when it comes to this disc. Then in this case there would be no power generated to rotate the rotor, and if this disc passes the total energy, this disc passes the total velocity, total wind without any obstacle, means no energy is converted. The total energy coming this side and total energy passing through this region are equal, means no energy is consumed into the rotor. Then there would be no power generated to rotate the rotor of the turbine. Then in these two cases where the total wind is blocked, and second case is when the total wind is passed through the turbine without any obstacle, in both of the cases no power is generated, means we have to consider a factor where if the value of this factor is 1, there is no power. If the value of this factor is 0, then also there would be no power generated. So that means for the value of this factor somewhere between 0 and 1, there would be a maximum power generated, because for this purpose we will consider a axial interference factor A. Means when the value of A becomes 1 here, if the value of A becomes 1, then the value of small v will become 0. 1 means total blockage of the wind. Then in this case, if velocity at the turbine becomes 0, there would be no power. And the case when value of A is 0, then small v will be same as the v infinite, means there is no conversion of energy. Means in both of the cases, either the value of A is 0 or the value of A is 1, no power is generated. That means we have to calculate a value of A somewhere between 0 and 1, where this turbine generates maximum power. This turbine receives maximum power from the wind. For this, we will consider this equation where V is taken as V infinite into 1 minus A. This value of V we will put into this equation number 3rd. Then we will calculate the value of V2. The value of V2 will become V infinite into 1 minus 2A. Again, the power extracted from the wind can be calculated as the total energy at this end minus total energy at this end. This change in energy, because velocity is high here and here velocity becomes low. Due to this reduction in velocity, there would be a reduction in kinetic energy. This change in energy goes into the mechanical power generation of the turbine. So we have to calculate change in energy when the wind passes from this end to this end. This change is equal to the generated power. So for this purpose we will write change in power as half m into V infinite square minus half m into V2 square. Then we will write this equation as half m into V infinite square minus half m into V2 square. We will put the value of m as rho into AV. After then, from the previous equations, we will put the value of small b and value of V infinite. Then we will find the total power in terms of A as this equation, half rho into AB cube into 4A minus 8A square plus 4A cube, because we have to calculate maximum power for a optimal value of A. So to get the maximum power, we will differentiate this equation with respect to A and we will find the value of A for which the power is maximum. So we will differentiate this equation number 4. After the differentiation, we will get two values of A, 1 and 1 by 3. We will neglect here 1 because 1 means the complete blockage of the wind. Complete blockage means where no power is generated. So I will avoid this value and will take 1 by 3, which will give maximum power generation. Then I will put the value of A in this equation and calculate the total power. After putting the value of A, the total power is calculated as this 16 by 27 times of the half rho A into V cube, means the total power that can be extracted, maximum power that can be extracted from the total power is 16 by 27 times of the total power. As we seen earlier, this is the total power contained in the wind. This is the total power contained in the wind, and the power that can be extracted from this wind is 16 by 27 times of the total power. So we can say that this is the maximum efficiency. This is 16 by 27 is the maximum efficiency of the wind turbine. Then this value comes 16 by 27 is comes somewhere equal to, it is near about 60%. This is the case. Now in this case we consider that this disk is stationary. We have not taken velocity of the disk into the account, but if it is the blades of the turbine, it will also move. Now we will take into the consideration the movement of this blade, as suppose this blade is also moving with the velocity u. Then in this case also we will calculate the total power. If this blade is moving with velocity u, then force applied on this blade will be equal to rate of change of momentum. Suppose the total momentum is converted into force here, then means the velocity after colliding this blade becomes 0. Then the total momentum can be considered as m into v infinite. Then the force is, we can put in place of m rho into a into v infinite. Then the total force can be calculated as rho a into v infinite square. But the total momentum is not changed into the force here, because wind is passing through this turbine. Then we will consider a force coefficient Cf and multiply with this coefficient in the equation, and we will find the value of the force. Then we will consider the velocity of the disk, and the relative velocity will become v infinite relative velocity of the wind will become v infinite minus small u, and we will place v infinite minus u in place of v infinite. Then total power can be calculated as force into velocity. Then we will multiply with the u in this equation. We will multiply with the velocity of the blade, and then we will calculate the total power. In this case also we will consider the velocity of the disk as 0, then power here will be 0, and this velocity again, if it is equal to the velocity of the wind, obviously then the relative motion will become 0 and power is again 0 here. So for this purpose we have to calculate the maximum power. To calculate the maximum power, we will take v cube common from this equation. From this equation we will take v cube out of this bracket, and this equation will become, after taking the v cube out, this equation will become this equation, and we will take u by v infinite equal to beta. We will take as u by v infinite equal to beta, and we will calculate the value of beta for the maximum power. Then if we differentiate this equation with respect to beta and find the value of beta, then again beta will give two values, 1 and 1 by 3. Again the same case, we will neglect the 1 and take the value of beta as 1 by 3. After putting this value in this equation of power, we will get the maximum power as half rho into ab cube into 8 by 27. Means if we consider, we will calculate the power on the basis of thrust principle, we will get half the power of the previous case, because the factor was 16 by 27 here, and if we consider the movement of the disk also, then the power become half than the previous case, and that means efficiency will be reduced. So this calculation is based on the thrust principle. Now the turbines are working on the aerodynamics, principle of aerodynamics, so they are more efficient. But if we consider the calculation on the basis of thrust principle, then maximum efficiency that can be utilized is 60%. If we will consider the movement of the disk also, then this efficiency will become around 30%. This is all about the energy calculation of the wind. Thank you.